Welcome to the Ontario Affordable Housing Calculator, developed by Grounded Solutions Network on behalf of Evergreen, with support from the Province of Ontario. The Ontario Affordable Housing Calculator is a web-based tool that helps local policymakers, community leaders, and housing providers evaluate the economic feasibility of new housing projects across the province. It illustrates the economic effects of requiring affordable housing within a project and of providing incentives to offset the costs of those affordability requirements. The calculator can be used either to model economic feasibility for a specific housing project or to help craft housing policy, such as an inclusionary housing policy. This video series will walk you through how to use the calculator. Before we dive in, I want to remind viewers that the calculator should not be used as a replacement for a detailed financial feasibility analysis prepared by a trained urban professional. The calculator can put users in the ballpark of what might be economically reasonable for a specific project or policy, but it does not replace the need for careful background market analysis to thoroughly vet assumptions. Okay, let's get started. When you first launch the calculator, you have the option to create an account, which will allow you to save your projects and return to them in the future. For now, let's just choose Create New Project. We've preloaded the calculator with a series of sample development templates based on various building types and housing markets in Ontario. Start by choosing a template that is most typical in your municipality. You will be able to adjust any or all of the relevant inputs and variables later to better match your unique situation. For now, let's choose an ownership project in a stronger market mid-rise building. You can take a brief tour of how to use the calculator, either from this opening splash screen or down here in the lower left corner at any time. For now, let's just choose Enter My New Project. This center section of the screen is where you input information about your project. The right side displays information that the calculator generates for you. As you manipulate and input data in the calculator, your goal is to ensure that the development remains economically feasible. By default, feasibility is based on whether the development yields a required profit of 15% of total development costs. You can change the required profit metric, if you want, by scrolling down to the profitability section of the calculator in the main input panel. If you're using the calculator to help inform the development of an inclusionary housing policy for your municipality, a good approach would be to start with the development template that's most common in your community and use the calculator to come up with a mix of affordability requirements and incentives that meets your community's needs and is economically feasible. Then you can use that same mix of affordability and incentives with other development templates that are relevant for your community, see whether that same mix is feasible with other templates, and if not, tweak your requirements and/or incentives to achieve feasibility across multiple development types. If you want to understand more about any of the inputs, you can hover over the question marks to get a definition of the term. You can also go to the Help page. Clicking Help opens a new tab with the Calculator Support Center. The different sections of the Support Center include links to these how-to videos, an overview of the calculator, a guide to the calculator's inputs, answers to more technical questions, and a data input worksheet that you can use to fill in information about a project in advance of using the calculator. Going back to the Calculator tab, you can click Report to view all the details about your project. In a later video, we'll show how to print your project details or share your project with a colleague directly. Click Home to go back to the main calculator page. The remaining videos in the series will show you how to experiment with different combinations of affordable housing requirements and incentives, use additional features like Create Account and Save, and change the inputs related to your project.